is a beautiful Monday afternoon, the last day of June, June 30th, 2029, Rochelle, Illinois. We just saw a rarity pass by, a westbound Union Pacific Railroad empty unit coal train heading back to the Powder River Basin in Wyoming for another load of coal coming from a a Wisconsin electric power generating station in Wisconsin. The railroad is the Union Pacific Railroad Geneva Subdivision. Geneva, Illinois is a point in this direction on the Union Pacific. We're looking towards Chicago. Originally this railroad was the Chicago Northwestern Railroad, less left-hand running. Oh, and the DPU distributed power unit on the rear, bringing up the rear of the westbound empty coal train heading to the Powder River Basin of Wyoming was Electromotive Division, General Motors Corporation, LaGrange, Illinois plant where my career was based, ST-70 ACE locomotive. We zoomed in on CPY 075 Rochelle, control point 075 Rochelle. 75 is probably means 75 miles west of the Union Pacific Railroad Proviso Yard at Melrose Park, Illinois, not far west of Chicago. And originally this was a Chicago Northwestern Railroad signal interlocking tower instead of the control box. And the other railroad is the BNSF Railway Aurora Subdivision. Aurora, Illinois is in this direction as well, Chicago. Originally the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad. Let's have a look toward Minneapolis and St. Paul. This line leads to places like Seattle, Washington, and Portland, Oregon, known as the BNSF Railway Northern Transcon, through Montana and North Dakota. We'll have a look this way. Here we're looking toward Aurora, Illinois, and Chicago, Illinois. And let's zoom in on the Rochelle Railroad Park. More about that later. Let me tell you a little more about Rochelle. Well, the comforts of home, a chair, and it's about 85 degrees Fahrenheit. The population of Rochelle is 9,446. When we were looking at in this direction, just around the curve, is the Union Pacific Railroad Global 3 intermodal yard. It's no longer working as an intermodal yard. They're just doing block swapping of intermodal cars. And you can't see it, but there's a connecting track between the BNSF Railway and the Union Pacific. And earlier this afternoon, we saw the BNSF local freight. It's based at the Rochelle Yard, far in this distance, backing around it with a caboose still in Burlington Northern Railroad green livery and not a bit of graffiti on it. He was backing into the Union Pacific Global 3 yard and came back with a number of boxcars interchanged from the Union Pacific Railroad to the BNSF Railway. And Rochelle is known as the hub city. The Lincoln Highway running east-west, now Illinois Route 38, intersects one of the first highways running the full north-south length of the USA. And of course, we have the intersection right here of the main line of the Union Pacific Railroad and the BNSF Railway Aurora Subdivision. The Rochelle Railroad Park is the first in the nation built just for visitors to see operating trains. It was dedicated by the city of Rochelle on August 30th, 1998. And it is now 5:18 p.m. early Monday evening, June 30th, 2025. Rochelle, Illinois. Over and out.